Right, back with part two. Sorry, I got cut off. We only have 15 minutes for YouTube videos, so it becomes kind of challenging to keep an eye on that recorder time. So the idea is for you to go ahead and get your character set up the way you want to. We need to. So these are basically the main controls that you're going to be using. So the sides of the mouth, the chin, the lips. Okay, sometimes these get in the way. These lip controllers. Okay, so those are the ones you're going to be using the most. Sometimes the teeth going up and down, and then of course the tongue for the L. So watch for that. So those are the main ones right now. Okay, so the rest, the eyes, the eyebrows. So the eyes have the lower lid and the upper lid. So if you highlight the upper lid, you can hold the middle mouse button down and move that back and forth. You can hit the S key for setting your keys. You can also turn an auto keyframe toggle. You can toggle that on. I recommend doing that. It's up to you how you want to animate. Everybody's got their own preference on how to animate with or without auto key on. Sometimes I turn it on, sometimes I turn it off. So you can get some expressions going on here too. Again, you can watch the video on how he actually is saying it, and you can go exactly like this if you want. I didn't have a good experience trying to get the video in with my lip sync audio in there, so you might want to just put this off to the side if you have a dual screen, or watch it while you're animating. Okay, so but I do have the lip sync audio in here, and let's I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not. Probably not. I don't know. So basically what we need to do set this up properly is to go into your settings preferences, little guy running away from a gear, and you need to go to settings and make sure that is set up to 24 frames a second, and then time slider, make sure this is set up to 24 frames per second times 1. Okay, so if I go in here, there's a couple other things. I want to make sure my height on the playback area is set to 4 times as big, so you can kind of see the wave file. Okay, now I don't think you're going to be able to hear this with me, but if you're scrubbing, you can see where he starts. Okay, so if we have everything set up right, 24 frames per second times 1, and we click on save, okay, we want to loop it all the time. Probably not. I'll show you how to change that. So go ahead and click on save. And there's another part in here I can kind of show you, is that when you right click on it, we've got sound. Okay, so we've got that on. Okay, and set range to sound length. Okay, so set range to sound length. Okay, we got that. Right click over it again. Playback looping, we want to do it once. Okay, I don't want it continually running and running and running unless you want that to happen, but let's just listen to it once.
Tell Crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Okay, so if I scrub, you should be able to scrub just fine. The only time it won't scrub or start causing problems if you don't set your preferences up properly. Okay, everything should be good. You can see that I'm actually playing it.
Tell Crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Now whether you can hear it or not, I don't know. When I'm recording, I don't think you can hear it. So here's the thing. So when you're scrubbing, you're going to hear that. You're going to hear it start. Okay, and that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to set it up, listen to the first sound that he's saying. So it's cell, and that's why I have this. This is really nice for, is when you have this here, you can see and you can hear it. You'll be able to hear it at home. Because I'm recording and the way I have it set up, you probably won't hear it. So that's why this phoneme worksheet is really going to help you. Okay. So the idea is to get started with the first word. Okay. So it's cell. Okay. Now if I don't like it starting right there, it's starting right there. So what I'm going to do is, because when we look at the animation, okay, when we look at the animation, it starts off, so he starts off with his mouth open. He's probably been talking to her, so that's where I'm going to start with the mouth open. Okay, just have the mouth open. Okay, not very wide. He's in between words probably. Okay, so I'm going to start off with that. All right. So the thing is that unfortunately the animation shouldn't start on frame 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to offset this. So I'm going to go to Sound, next to Crazy, click on the option box. Okay. Let's do that again. Sound, option box. There it is. Sometimes you have to do it twice. So Sound, option box. Okay, it should open up. And you're going to leave this the way it is. Right now the start frame is at 0. So I'm going to offset maybe 10 frames. There we go. That's a little better. And I'm going to move this out a little bit to the end. There we go. So I can go back in here, sound, let's see, set range to sound length. There we go. Now it starts at frame 10 though, so I'm going to have to bring that back down again, like that. There we go. So now we got a little bit of a gap. That's good. It's a little bit gap. Okay, so that's good. So we need to set that keyframe. So set the keyframe there. Okay. So right at frame, let's say cell. So at frame 9, I'm going to hit hit the S key. Okay, keyframe that. So that's going to go up. So cell. I'm not going to close the mouth. You can see I don't have the mouth closed. Cell. So that's an easy one. Cell. Okay. Let's see if I got that. There you go. So that's cell. So bring that up. And I'm going to hit the S key. So that's se. So ah. So cell. So let's bring that back again. That's the L. So we can play it. Go ahead and play it. Okay, so cell. 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 Cell crazy. Crack. Okay, I'm gonna do a keyframe there. Cell crazy. Cell crazy. Cell crazy. So those gonna work together. So I'm gonna delete that one here real quick. So So if we look at a breakdown, so that's a U. So we've got to get a U sound in there. So I'm going to hit the Q key and just move that in. Cr. Cr. Maybe lift that lip up, right? Bottom lip down a little bit. Cr. Move those in a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to do a keyframe for those. Set a keyframe. Now the problem with that is that we haven't keyframed those already. We haven't keyframed those, so I'm going to go back and Control Z back. Here we go. Get back to where we were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keyframe all of these at the very beginning, these guys right here, because we have not used those yet. In fact, I'm going to keyframe all those. Set a keyframe. I'm going to go ahead and keyframe that too. So I'm going to go ahead and keyframe these in. Crazy. So, okay, so I'm going to get that W in here. Like that. Lips down a little bit. Now, of course, you can get in there pretty close if you want to. Help you out a little bit there. Crazy. So look in the mirror or your cell phone. Here we go. Oops, that didn't catch. Okay, keyframe that. Okay, move that back again. And open the mouth. So, crazy. So set a keyframe for that, and you probably want to have auto keyframe on here because I'm hitting the S key a lot, and I don't want to forget hitting the S key. So you see it starting to come together. Crazy. Okay, we'll bring that back down again. The jaw, we're going to close that jaw, so close it. Crazy. There we go. So crazy. Z, see. So we got the upper jaw coming down a little bit. You can see that. I'm going to move that down a little bit. Again, whenever you don't have, and a lot of times students forget that you would probably want to have all of these keyframed just in case you forget something. All of those are the main ones. You probably want to keyframe those all the time. So I'm going to go back and make sure those are keyframed. Just going back and keyframing everything. So you can see that now. So that way I've got those keyframed. Now, what I'm going to do now from now on, keep it. You can see how this is very monotonous, but it's fun. So you can see what we got so far. Okay, his mouth is open because he's in between words anyway. You can see that I'm not, trying to get every single word or every single letter of a word in there. I'm looking actually in my phone right now as we speak and doing it and keyframing it. That's as far as I'm going to go with you because I know that once you start getting it, you start looking, you got to keep looking at your breakdown sheet. You got to look at this. So I know we're at cell crazy. So C and E. So it goes from C to E. Crazy. It's the same thing. I could probably take that E out. Sum. So we're starting with sum. So I'm really only going to do A. So one last one. So it'd be sum. So I'm going to do all, I'm going to keyframe everything. And then go in here and just lower. Just open that up. Sum. So that fits up really nice. See?
Some crazy someplace else.
So you can see I've already got that already done. It's pretty simple.
Crazy someplace.
So sum,
Someplace.
sum. So that's the M. Let's bring that back down again. Okay. Keyframe.
Someplace up in.
So here we go.